What's going on, guys? We're another day closer to the release of Friday the 13th, and I figured we'd do another informational video going over the changes that have been made to the police escape since we played the beta. It was such a common complaint that the police escape was just far too easy and far too overpowered since it allowed every single player to escape. Now let's go over the original police escape and what it required to let every single player just walk out of one of the exits. Here it is. Now this information is based off of Higgins Haven, the only level we had in the beta, so I can't speak for what it is in other levels that the developers have created. But anyway, the phone could essentially spawn in one of two locations. It was in a particular cabin in one of two particular campgrounds. So once players became familiar with Higgins Haven, they knew the two cabins that could potentially have the phone and allow everyone to escape. And they could check those locations right away or even coordinate it with friends, and they could check both locations at the same time. Now, it's only fair to mention that there was a slight layer of balance to this where Jason knew the location of the phone and even had an audible cue if someone tried to repair the phone box and messed up. Despite this original attempt at balancing the escape between counselors and Jason, it was just too powerful. It was too easy to do, and it was too hard for Jason to counter. On top of that, it was the only escape option that let every last counselor escape. There was no limit to how many counselors could escape through the police, and there was also no specific time frame in which players needed to get there before the police would leave. It was just something that was there as an option until the end of the match. And when you think to activate this escape, all you've got to do is repair a phone box, place a call, and wait 5 minutes. It just needed to be changed. Just look at the phone escape compared to the car escape. The car requires a battery to be found in a random location, gas to be found in a random location, keys to be found in a random location. All of these items needed to be used on one of two cars. One of them was a two-seater, allowing only two people to escape, the other being a four-seater, allowing four people to escape, and this required a significant amount of teamwork. Not to mention, if a player was killed while having one of these items that they needed for the car, it makes it even more difficult. And then you consider the piece that someone could put a battery into the two-seater and someone puts gas in the four-seater, and then it's essentially one of those parts was wasted or you need an extra to repair the other car. And another, if not the biggest piece against the car escape, is the fact that Jason can easily stop the car. He's just got to stand in front of it. He can either shift to one of the exits, morph in front of the car. It doesn't really matter, but it's easy for him to stop the car and rip counselors out of it and kill them. Now, I'm not at all saying the car escape is too weak or underpowered. I believe the car escape is the perfect escape. It requires quite a few steps. It requires cooperation. It requires luck. It takes a while. Like, you're not going to always be able to get in the car and get out of there the same way that you can nearly always get someone in the lobby to call the police without you even needing to contribute to that. With absolutely no doubt, the majority of my escapes while playing the beta were by the police or Jason disconnecting from the lobby. I would say only one or two of my escapes were by car, and that just felt like a real outlier of a game. So saying that the majority of my escapes were police escapes, that is essentially saying that for the majority of the times that I escaped the map, I didn't contribute at all to the escape. I just saw a countdown on the top left of my screen and walked out of one of the exits. Now, as a common complaint, there were quite a few suggestions that I read all over the place that people had for changing the phone escape, and I thought all of them were pretty good. Some people came up with maybe repairing a generator or cables before you're able to repair the phone box, maybe adding fuel to a generator before you can use the phone. And this just all essentially came down to players needing to cooperate more or adding layers of randomness to the phone escape to put it more on par with the car escapes, which felt like a good level of difficulty. But anyway, let's take a look at what the police escape has actually been changed into and what's been done. Now, just so you guys know where I'm actually getting my information, this is the official Friday the 13th The Game forums, and this is the official account of Wes Keltner, who is the founder of Gun Media, so it's a pretty reliable source. Now, I'm not just going to read the changes directly to you, I'm just going to go over them real quick, but I figured you guys should know where this information was coming from, and that it's legit. So essentially, they added an additional step, but it's not just a step like repairing a phone box or placing a call, it's actually finding an item similar to finding the keys for a car. Players will need to find a fuse, which is said to be in the same campground as the phone itself, and the fuse is an inventory item, so it's not like a shotgun or a weapon where you've actually got to carry it with you. It'll just be placed in your inventory like a first aid or a pocket knife. The fuse has to be used on the phone box before the phone can be repaired, and it's said that it only needs to be used once. So if a player uses the fuse on the phone box, repairs the phone box, and then Jason destroys the phone box, they don't have to go and find another fuse or put the fuse back in there. All they've got to do is repair the box again. This might sound like just a simple addition, but it actually adds a lot of variables. The fuse could be difficult to find. A player could find the fuse and take it away from the campground unknown unknowingly, or a player could even take the fuse and then be killed by Jason, leaving the fuse next to a dead body in a potentially hidden location. I think the fuse is a great way to equal the playing field. It keeps the police escape really powerful, it balances the gameplay between counselors and Jason, but the process doesn't seem overdone or tedious. Overall, I think this is a great change for the game, the health of this game, and just a good sign with the future of development and the fact that they're really trying to balance this game and keep it fun for everyone. But what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below if you think this was a step in the right direction, something that didn't need to be done, or something that wasn't done enough. Now, although this channel has been growing super quick, it's still at a small enough level that I can read and reply to every comment, so really don't hesitate to share your thoughts on the video. And for more Friday the 13th videos and daily uploads once the game is released, consider subscribing to the channel. The support has been absolutely amazing lately, and it's great to see how many of you are out there who are just as excited for this game as I am. But that's it for today, so until next time, I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching the video. I don't want her following me around. Do you guys think we'll get police to the top right again? Which side you guys want to go to? I'll go to either or right now if you guys come in time with the response. There's a cabin near this one, so if we see Jason, we can book it for that. I think the music would be playing if he was over here. Police are here, police are here. We got the right side, guys. Hopefully Jason doesn't teleport over here. And we're out again. Didn't do much that round. That was kind of a cheap win, but we made it free. I do enjoy the strategy as this character a lot more. It feels a lot less cheap getting sighted by Jason so easily.
Cops here.